Victim. A person harmed, injured, or killed as a result of a crime, accident, or other adverse event. The word victim is the etymological antonym of victor, to win or triumph. But victory is temporary. How long does victory last? A few minutes? A few days? A few years maybe, until the next tournament rolls around. Nothing lasts forever, as anybody who's ever won something can attest. Victimhood increasingly means a person who feels helpless and passive across numerous relationships and domains of their lives. Victimhood has become a chronic state of existence for some people. But how did we get here? In 2020, Rahav Gabe and colleagues uncovered a new personality schema they called the tendency for interpersonal victimhood. The model measures 4 personality dimensions. 1. The need for recognition, which means the motivation to have one's victimhood acknowledged and empathized with, whether by the actual perpetrator or by the general public. 2. Moral elitism. This means the perception of immaculate morality of the self and absolute immorality of the other side. 3. A lack of empathy, which means an oblivious reaction to the suffering of others. 4. Rumination, which means a focus of attention on the symptoms of one's distress and its possible causes and consequences, rather than its possible solutions. Individuals who ranked highly in these 4 dimensions had an enduring feeling that they were a victim across numerous situations and relationships. Individuals high in the tendency for interpersonal victimhood were also less willing to forgive and more likely to seek revenge. Vengeance. Life is full of suffering, injustice, and inequity. There's no escaping these inextricable facts of human life. When somebody violates a social norm codified by law, we call it a crime, and we seek justice. But what happens when the threshold for a crime is not met? What happens when we fall prey to unjustified suffering, tyranny, or inequity? Those among us higher in the tendency for interpersonal victimhood are especially sensitive and wounded by these encounters. Social justice has emerged as the framework of choice to respond to such grievances. Discrimination, inequity, and hierarchy are to be dealt with by redistribution, equity, affirmative action, and revisionist history. But is this really justice, or merely a feeling of revenge? Do we love ourselves, or do we hate our adversaries? Heroes and villains are both touched by injustice and wounded. However, heroes seek to prevent injustice befalling anyone ever again. Villains seek to spread injustice so that those responsible may share their pain. Villains. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. There are few who truly set evil as their aim. For most of us, we simply mistake our target. We mistake righteous indignation with petty revenge, sin, to miss the mark. When our motivations turn to vengeance and our actions to sin, we become a tragic figure. We are no longer the protagonist in our own story. We are the antagonist in somebody else's story, a fallen hero, the villain. Victimhood leads to vengeance. Vengeance leads to villainy, and villainy is evil. Beware victimhood, my friends.